G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Wineback Wednesday, and today we'll be talking about Fiano because down here in McLaren Vale we've started a movement, and there is going to be a festival per se called Fiano Festa, and this Friday the 17th is what we're going to say is Australian Fiano Day, because Australia actually has now the largest plantings of the variety Fiano outside of Italy, and McLaren Vale has a huge proportion of those plantings and has really taken the reins with that variety. Coriol planted the variety in 1999 and had their first vintage, I think, in about 2002, and since then it has slowly been building and building and building, and obviously originates from southern Italy, down in Campania and Sicily in particular, and obviously McLaren Vale's climate is very Mediterranean, very similar over there. So like most Italian varietals, it holds its acidity well and really loves this warm weather we have down here. So we've been making it for about 8 vintages now, and it is definitely going from strength to strength. And I'm not sure exactly the number of the producers down here, probably about 30 of them. So really, a bunch of wineries are getting behind it, and we are going to be showcasing it. So on the third Friday, it's been decided on the third Friday of October will become National Fiano Day, and as I said, we've got this Fiano Festa going on. So there's going to be a lot of people posting about Fiano recipes, wines, etc. So get on board and make it every Friday, maybe over the spring and summer period when it's lovely warm, and grab yourself a bottle of Fiano and have Fiano Fridays. But today I'm going to be talking about our Fiano, the 2025 Il Piano Fiano, and it comes from 2 vineyards. We looked at a vineyard up in the sort of the southern area of Blewett Springs, southern sort of fringe of Blewett Springs, and we hand-picked the first little bit of fruit. It's the first crop there, and we didn't get much at all, so we picked that first, pressed it off, went into barrel, and then we went further afield and picked the balance of the fruit that we required this year from a little vineyard probably about 3 kilometres due west of where we are here, down in the other side of Whites Valley. It's a mature vineyard, and that vineyard, the Redwind vineyard from Shervington, has got a good following as well. They're growing some great fruit. And so we machine picked that about a week or so later, and that became the rest. So we topped up some more barrels, and the rest went into stainless steel. And here we have our 2025 Fiano from McLaren Vale. So it's got about 25-30% barrel ferment component in it, in older French oak, and then the rest was in stainless steel. It sits on, once it's wild fermentation, as I said earlier, it's Italian varietals have got lovely natural acidity, so there was no adjustment. And it's a beauty about these wines is that they have that lovely acidity, so they're really easy drinking and refreshing on their own. But Fiano has got a bit of texture to it, often has sort of an oatmeal weight to it, and it goes really well with food. I don't think down here in McLaren Vale we've really, settled on a style, and which is great because we aren't under any appellation control or DOC appellation systems like they do have in France and Italy and Spain, etc. So we haven't really settled on variety. So everyone's doing what they really feel as though suits their, their portfolio, what they feel like they like to drink, and whether it be slightly. This is 12.5% alcohol. But we use a bit of barrel ferment, so it's fresh and lively, got a bit of texture and oak influence behind it, and whereas some other people just use straight stainless steel and have a really austere, refreshing style. So that's the beauty of this variety. We don't really know which path we're all going to go down, but there's so many options on offer. So without further ado, let's give it a go. We left it on yeast leaves for about 4 months, and then obviously blended the components together, and here we are. So maybe sort of a mid-straw colour. It picks a little bit of colour up of the barrel ferment component, but there's a sort of a citrus lift. There's some little bit of herbs, a lovely sort of celery note in the background. There's some lifted creaminess, sort of a lemon curdy note, but really fresh and lively. And then again on the palate, that acidity comes to the fore, gives you lovely freshness, liveliness, very vibrant, but then all of a sudden it sort of pulls up and tightens up a little bit. It's got a touch of that oatmeal character in it, and there's a little bit of creaminess that comes through later on, and it just rolls along. The acidity is quite mouth-watering, so this is where it's like on a warm day, be going, that's lovely, fresh and vibrant. Oh gosh, this is refreshing. But then with that mouth-watering acidity comes through, you go, it'd be great with a little bit of food. So it has the versatility, the variety, and I've gone down that sort of path of obviously maintaining that natural acidity, gone for a low alcohol, really refreshing, lively, suits food. I'm really happy with that. Which I said, this is the 8th vintage of making Fiano, whereas obviously a lot of other wineries have been making a little bit longer. Some of them haven't been making as long as we have. So it's a great coordinated effort to really champion the variety of Fiano with our Fiano Festa and Fiano Fridays. So do the best you can. This Friday, October the 17th, is National Fiano Day. So go grab yourself a bottle and have a glass of Fiano on Friday, and hopefully even you could grab a bottle of the 2025 Il Piano from Smidge Wine. So thanks for listening. We'll speak to you soon. Cheers.